Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all doing well. So the Emic Trunkheart fusion just went live in the game. We can see what epics are required. We can see the fusion schedule, and this is what I want to go over with you all today. Now, first things first, the epics. The epic situation, this is really what matters, and you have to do every single event. Unless you do the extra event right here, then you can kind of skip a few. You can skip two, actually, because each event's going to give you 25 fragments. They're all equally valued, which is very nice to see. And then you're going to have a total of 450 you could possibly get. 200 from tournaments, 200 from events, and then 50 from the extra summon rush that's coming up. Now, I want to know from you guys, let me know down below if you plan on going for Emic. I'm honestly kind of surprised. The fusion seems, at least at first look, more achievable than what I originally thought. And so that's great to see. We do have kind of 3 summon events, but you don't have to do one of them. And I'm kind of curious, before we get started with this, I want to speculate for a second. So we have a summon rush right here. We also have a champion chase tournament down over on the very end. Champion chase versus summon rush. What's the difference? Champion chase gives you points for any way you achieve it or obtain a new champion, whether it's summoning Lydia, whether it's summoning Ramantu, whether it's summoning a champion from the portal, whether it's buying champions from the market, opening mystery shards, getting a rare champion. You're getting value based on the champion rarity that you actually get. Now, summon rush, you get points based on the shards you open. So this is going to be a summon rush event. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a guaranteed event for champions from ancient shards. My thought process on this, and I kind of got to put my mind in the position of Plarium. Okay, we're going to squeeze as much money from the players as we possibly can. If they did a summon rush for ancient shards with a guaranteed champion, it seems like the perfect situation to get players to use the lowest value shard in an event that's highly enticing for 50 fragments. Now, that's actually better than this champion chase. It may initially seem like, oh, it's greedy and everything, but you're getting 50 points here and 25 there. 2x Ancients is a very easy way to finish out champion chase tournaments. I mean, Ancients are the easiest shards, second to mystery shards to actually obtain. And if you're getting 2x rates, so you're getting 16% chance to pull an epic, you're getting 1% chance to pull a legendary, which to be honest, is really just the epics that's going to push you to that point threshold you need for the champion chase tournament. It actually works out fantastic that, well, not necessarily guaranteed 2x Ancients, but based on the schedule, we should have 2x Ancients that weekend, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's very solid. Now, this summon rush right here, we have a 10x for some Hydra champions, Acrizia, Trunda, Royal Guard, various different other champions. Basically, you're probably going to be pulling shards for the summon rush anyways if you're going for this fusion. But just something to keep in mind that this summon rush could be an event. Kind of my idea is that a guaranteed champion doesn't seem too far away, or even an extra legendary, possibly from Ancients. But just my thoughts on that. So that's all theory. But as far as the actual stuff, the tangible stuff that we can do, I want to go for some triple dipping, some double dipping, some quadruple dipping if possible. So here are my plans. I'm going to leave this linked in my Discord channel. So if you want to join over there, I'll have this posted in like the announcement section or something so you can see a clean version of it with nothing on it, as well as my marked up version in case you want to follow along with it. So first up, we have, starting from Thursday, we'll work our way from left to right like anybody typically reads. Well, most people typically read. So Dragon. So right here, Dragon starts today, technically. Now, you got to be careful about these little cutoffs of the dates because sometimes these dates look like they're like on a Thursday or like it starts on a Thursday. Just be mindful about the in-game timers and make sure you're actually finishing the events before, you know, you're too late. Because it may say Saturday or may say it ends Sunday here, like midday Sunday, but for you, it may end at 3 a.m. on Sunday. So you got to be very careful about that. So pay attention to that, but that's something you should do on every single fusion. So first up, we got Dragon. Dragon actually started today, which I wouldn't really farm much of it, honestly. I'm going to do some of it so I can have some teams ready for you guys tomorrow. But tomorrow and Saturday, you're actually going to be able to capitalize on some double dipping and triple dipping. So on Friday, you're going to have the Dragon Tournament in line with the Dungeon Diver. So you can go pretty hard in that, get some extra points in the Dragon Tournament as well as the Dungeon Diver. The Dungeon Diver actually starts today, so you could be double dipping today as well as tomorrow. But then comes, I guess tomorrow's when it actually starts, the Champion Training Tournament, Friday and Saturday. This is where you're going to be able to get points for Dragon, points for the Champion Training, as well as points for Dungeon Diver. This is where all my videos for the solo and duo content really comes into play because now you can go into Dragon Stage 10, which I plan on working for some duo content, and do some champion training. Run 3 extra food champions alongside that. Get some Dungeon Diver points as well as the actual Dragon points. So that's going to be my main days of focusing on Dragon. Friday as well as Saturday, I'm going to make sure to get a good chunk of this done, ideally finishing out the Dungeon Divers, doing the Dragon, and then getting a good chunk of the champion training progressed on. Because after Saturday, we're going to have the Ice Golem tournament starting up. Let's go ahead and highlight the Ice Golem section. So Ice Golem is going to run from Sunday until Monday. Ice Golem actually goes until about Wednesday, it looks like, but we'll call it Tuesday since that little border is probably going to end very early for me. So Sunday and Monday are going to be the main days for me to actually go pretty hard on Ice Golem. Because at this point, we're getting Ice Golem points for the tournament. On specifically Monday, we're getting Ice Golem tournament points, champion training points, as well as the very beginning of the Dungeon Diver event. So for me, I'm going to make sure that my champion training is in a good spot on Sunday. So I can do Ice Golem plus some champion training on Sunday. Go ahead and capitalize on that double dipping. And then on Monday, I'm going to plan to go pretty hard into Ice Golem and go ahead and get some good Dungeon Diver points to start off this event, as well as finishing off that champion training event. I'll probably have to level some food, but I have quite a bit of food right now saved up to actually go in and do that, which is something you should definitely do as well. Like, even if you level champions to 30, don't necessarily rank them up immediately. Like, save them a little bit, drop brews. I'll give you guys some tips as we get to that event closer. My plans is to go pretty hard on Monday and then Sunday just to kind of prime the event. So there we go. The Dungeon Diver event for Ice Golem should be done and pretty easy to complete. We have the artifact enhancement events spread out, but it's kind of something you just want to keep an eye on for yourself. I am going to show some tricks on that as we go throughout the week, but right now it's really just, hey, don't be blowing your silver, save your silver. We don't have any CVC until like the very end of the fusion, so it probably won't be very, relevant. But as far as what's next, okay, so Ice Golem tournament finishes on Tuesday technically, so even if you don't finish the Ice Golem tournament on Monday, that's fine. That's no problem whatsoever. Just make sure you finish this champion training because you're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday to double dip Ice Golem plus the Dungeon Diver event. Now, moving on from that, the special tournament, we already talked about all that kind of stuff. Now, Fire Night. I have it actually highlighted in a very small section when, to be honest, it's actually right about here. So I think it starts Thursday. Like I said, these little start frames are very strange looking, because it's like the end of Thursday, which in reality, it's like the same thing for the dragon. It started for Thursday for me, so we're just going to highlight to this section right here. So Fire Night's beginning will be in the Dungeon Diver that was also with Ice Golem. So do a decent chunk of it, maybe half of it with Ice Golem, and then do the other half or more with Fire Night. Excellent way to go ahead and get it done. Make sure you're upgrading your artifacts as well. And then on Saturday, you're going to have another Dungeon Diver starting, which you can go pretty hard with Fire Night there as well. So figure out how you want to distribute that, whether you want to go hard with Ice Golem in the beginning, go ahead and complete a lot of this Dungeon Diver, or if you'd rather just go extremely hard on Fire Night, do the rest of this Dungeon Diver, and then dip into another Dungeon Diver event, that could definitely work great because Fire Night has some incredible gear. So next Thursday until next Saturday looks like looks like next Thursday and Friday. Yeah, actually next Thursday to Saturday is an excellent time to be farming Fire Night. That's like 3 days of just pure Fire Night madness if this fusion calendar is how it actually looks like it is. And then after that, after Fire Night's finished, the rest of the Dungeon Diver is going to be pretty easy to complete because you have Spider. Spider is a very easy dungeon to run, which technically should be on a little bit of CVC action on Tuesday. You won't be able to do massive like triple dipping or anything, but here you will be able to get some triple dipping action on Monday specifically. Let me go ahead and get my paintbrush out here real quick. We'll go ahead and copy it to this green color. And so you have the Spider tournament right there. Let's see if I can get this actually marked up. There we go, Spider tournament. We have the Dungeon Diver. Well, don't need to do that. We have the Dungeon Diver, and then we have a champion training event down here as well. So on Monday specifically, you'll be able to triple dip Spider, Dungeon Diver, and champion training. Matter of fact, it's actually Sunday and Monday. So when the Spider tournament starts, you'll have the Dungeon Diver event going on. That was the end of the Fire Night tournament, as well as a champion training. So you'll be able to triple dip there. But if you want to wait until CVC as well, Spider is going to be very easy to complete. Basically, if you have energy, you're going to be able to complete it. If you don't complete it right here, you're going to be able to complete it on this Tuesday during CVC because people run tons and tons of Spider because it's excellent for CVC points. But make sure this champion training tournament at the very bottom, this is the only one I'm kind of concerned about because this one right here, for me, doesn't coincide with any other dungeon event that's going on. So Fire Night, you're probably not going to be farming food. You can. I have some teams for Stage 25, but not for hard mode. I want to farm hard mode Fire Night. So that champion training tournament is going to be a little bit towards the end of Spider. You could definitely try for it, but it's a 5-day long champion training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day long champion training. So you got probably pretty big points you got to work towards. It's an event, which are typically more difficult in my opinion than the actual tournaments. So as far as the point requirements, that's what I've noticed it seems. So be careful with that. Make sure you're prepared. If you can complete this previous one just by getting your champions to 5-star, level 1, and then giving them brews once you get to this new champion training. That's going to be great. Kind of prepare yourself in this champion training tournament right here. Prepare yourself for the future one coming up. That's an excellent approach to that as well. So make sure you're ready for that champion train. This is the thing I think is going to be the most difficult. We have 3 artifact enhancement events, not a huge deal. 3 dungeon diver events that are timed out pretty well also. So in general, I don't think this fusion is actually going to be extremely difficult. I don't think they put anything with it that is like, okay, glaringly obvious, hey, this is going to be awful. I'm curious to see what they do with the Summon Rush that's the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of, and then Thursday. I'm curious about that because that could be really good, or it could just be nothing. It could just be a big nothing burger, basically. It could be 10x for any champions. 10x is always basically useless because 10x does really nothing, it seems. So that's something to be careful and be mindful of. But if you are not going to do that, you don't plan on summoning during that event, which I probably won't because Sacred Shards are most valuable, Void Shards are very valuable as well. Unless it's a guaranteed or extra legendary event, I may go for it. But I'm kind of thinking that's what it's going to be. Guaranteed or extra legendary. Because it just seems so Plarium-esque to throw in an extra or a guaranteed legendary on Ancient Shards during a Summon Rush event during a fusion. And the payoff is there. I mean, it's 50 fragments. So you don't even have to do the next one. So I hope that's what it is. Honestly, I would rather do that than to do the 2x Ancients. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see soon enough. But either way, guys, hopefully you enjoy this video. Hopefully this breakdown makes sense and helps you out on your fusion journey. Like I said, I'll be linking this in my Discord channel. You guys can check it out. Follow this if you want. I have the places that I'm going to do extra points highlighted in a slightly different color. So like for Ice Golem, it's like an icy blue. On Monday, when I'm going to be farming a lot of Ice Golem. On Spider, it's like a darker green. I'm going to be farming a lot of Spider, which technically could be both of them. But Monday, probably where I'll be doing the most, honestly. But there's no reason not to do it on Sunday either. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But just make sure, guys, your RSL helper is working. Make sure your multi-battles are primed. Make sure you have plenty of energy in your inbox and plenty of shards. And if you do, you should be pretty well off. Now, also, one thing to note, make sure you're ready to upgrade these champions as well as ascend them. You got to get them to level 50 as well as fully ascended. So make sure you have plenty of potions from the Force Keep, which will open up tomorrow, as well as, I forget which other day, but make sure whenever this opens up that you are ready to actually farm this, because if not, then you're going to get to the fusion, you're not going to have potions, and you're going to have to spend the 200 gems it costs to actually open this dungeon before its actual rotation. So guys, with that said, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.